Hello and welcome back to Betrayal on the Trail. When we last saw our adventurers, they'd met each other for the first time after defeating a manticore in the city of Elgenheim. After introducing themselves to each other, they realised that they each had the exact same birthmark on their body, which may mark them as the chosen heroes from Fables. The party decide to make their way to the Wheel and Weft Tavern to discuss things further. And that is where we shall continue our adventure.
DM, would we know what time it is?
So, your little note that you had said that the event was at 5, I think it was, I put.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it passed 5.
Okay. Alright, that's all I would need to know. I will follow the cat.
I will also follow the cat at probably a significantly slower pace than my feline friend. Like, wait, hang on! on! My legs aren't what they used to be!
Pinky's gonna shout after you, if you need anything, I'll be present in most places. Cool! Yes, I love it! That's... oh, God.
Qubal thinks to himself, like, I've been working with... Like, I've known Pinky for 10 years. She should understand what my weird growls and yowls mean when I'm in my various wild shapes. This is dumb.
It's hard.
Yeah,
it's like...
I can't believe that she doesn't understand that that's me saying I'll be in touch.
You make your way out of Champion Square. You lead your party into Weaver's Row, which is a kind of like small market strip of the different textile shops. For some reason, this town doesn't do much, but it makes a pretty nice bit of textile. Up at the head of it is the Wheel and Weft, a quite small tavern, very, very quaint. As you head in, it's pretty much empty other than like one person drinking a glass of wine at a table. It's very beautiful tavern. It's got a lot of tapestries hanging all around the wall, kind of like showing images of different like historical events, symbolism for different like godly figures and whatnot. Half elf kind of like nods to you all as you enter. It's like, good evening. How can I help you all? This ball is not it's not Delman before you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I know who it is? Is it just a staff member?
Yeah, it's a staff member. Usually Delman's like upstairs, kind of like running shop, doing math, numbers, business activities that businessmen do.
Stonks.
I could read off a whole list of them if you want.
I just return the half-elf's greeting in Elvish.
Yeah, of course.
Good afternoon. In pretty fluent Elvish.
Can I help you all with anything? Coffee, wine, that's the 2 things we do. Those are our 2 things.
I think we should have a sit down and a coffee. I think we need to have a little conversation, us and our friends. So yeah, do you have a table?
Yes, he kind of gestures to the empty having like bar 1 person.
Do you have a rainwater bucket?
Out back, yes. Most locations have that.
Just asking. I'd like some tap water, please.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'll allow it. Heads off.
Thank you.
Pours out a water and then places 2 cups of coffee down. One in front of Arabelle, one in front of 3.
Qubal the cat's gonna jump down onto the floor and walk over to where the man is sort of sat on his own. Is going to jump up onto the table and hiss at him.
The person's gonna look up in just confusion. It's like an elderly looking high elf man and just be like, is this What is this? Looks over to the half-elf and kind of shrugs. Half-elf's like, well, just so I know, is your intention to try and drive this fine wine-loving gentleman out? Make an intimidation check for me.
Woo! All right. That is an 18.
Yeah, you start like your fur on your back goes right on end. Your back is as craned as it can be. Your mouth goes like to that uncomfortable wideness that a cat can do. He just like he shakes his head, stands up, is like, I am not dealing with this today. I'm not, and he walks out of the tavern. Congratulations, Qubal, you ruined a man's evening.
As soon as he walks out, Qubal will wild shape back into himself and be like, and another coffee, please.
Oh, okay. The half-elf is not looking pleased, but he'll bring a coffee over to you as well.
Where's Delman?
He's upstairs. Are you friends? Like, shall I fetch him?
Not yet.
Okay, ominous, but I'll go with it.
Qubal will then flap his big coat around, set his 2x4 down, and sit down, and sort of say like, we shouldn't be bothered. This place only becomes busy every so often, and I know the owner. It's one of the few places in the Overcity that I can relax. We have an understanding. Also, it's not a trick. It's an inherent power. But don't worry about it. It's just semantics.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm terribly sorry. I haven't met many crocodiles that turned into cats before. I'm not 100% sure on
right.
the term. But you've been always willing to learn.
You've made two errors.
He's a sewer dragon. He's not a crocodile.
Yeah, sorry, dragons that turn into cats.
Shapeshifting is part of the proud heritage of the draconic peoples. I've read.
I see.
Arabella, make a history check.
Good. 18.
It is not.
Oh, that's lovely, dearie. I'm sure we'll meet many more dragons that turn into cats.
Not here. Why did you all come here today? Not here, I mean to the city, not to this pub. We came here because I brought us here.
I personally got a note asking me to meet from someone who just signed it off as D. So I was just in town to say hello to them.
Yeah, I got a letter from D too, but I thought it was from my dad. It must be a mistake.
No, that's an easy mistake to make, but yes.
No, I'm looking for my siblings, and it said very threateningly, 17 missing little grown, and I was like, well, that's very ominous in like a nursery rhyme, and I don't like that. So I just came, and I was like expecting some sort of debacle, and there was one, and I thought that there was, I don't know, thought I'd see my dad again, but apparently not.
You have 17 siblings?
Well, yeah, you know. Frog spawn, innit?
No, I didn't. That's fascinating. But you lost them. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Did they wander off?
Kind of. I just kind of woke up one morning after my door was locked from the outside, and I went round and saw that all of my. I won't get into it. It's all right.
Of course.
Yeah, they're gone. I have reason to believe they're still alive, but they're just, somewhere. Don't know.
I'm sure
Okay.
you'll find them.
I got a letter as well from Marie's dad. It said to meet in the square at 5 because, I kind of want answers on something, maybe. I'd kind of given up on getting answers, and then the letter said I might be able to get answers, and I just kind of found it on a tree with a dagger in it. I'm not even sure it was for me, but it would make sense if it's for me, but I don't know Marie's dad, so it would be a bit weird how he knew where I was gonna be.
So you think it's from my dad too?
It said D, and if that's your dad's name, then maybe.
Well, no, I just thought it was D for Daddy, you know?
Oh. Right, but he's not my dad, so it wouldn't make sense.
No, that wouldn't make sense, would it?
Qubal would like to make a religion check to see if he has died and gone to hell. Qubal is like, validating all of my choices to not have any friends or contact.
Well, it sounds to me like someone engineered us all meeting there.
Maybe the same person who brought the manticore.
Yeah. They just had a manticore that they needed dealing with.
I was watching the debate, sizing up my next nemesis for when he takes office. There was a clanking in my halls. I saw the creature being led by some humanoid figure. Had it on a chain and released it. I should have followed him, but I was concerned that a manticore loose in the town would be bad. I had no idea that such
Looks across at everybody like,
capable individuals would also be in the crowd.
You think I'm capable?
I think you're very capable, Marie. You shot it in the neck.
Yeah, I did. I did do that.
It was quite baller.
Sorry, what does that mean?
I mean, it means it's good. I think.
Yeah, but
I read it in a book. I read most things in a book.
You're a keen reader.
I am something of a bookworm.
Oh.
It's
Is it?
It's a worm. Is another word. It's another name for a dragon. You spell it with a Y. You see.
Clever.
That was good. I thought you were just laughing at the word worm.
No,
It was a
No,
funny
I was
word. It got me.
I was laughing at my own joke. Usually I have Seneschal for that, but I believe he's still down in the sewers.
But you said you didn't have any friends. It seems like you have quite a few. You have this guy down in the sewers, and you have that nice gnome who was friendly. And you knew that guy at the tavern, the owner.
I do, Delman.
His name begins with a D.
Delman.
I will look up at the half elf and be like,
You say Delman is upstairs. Maybe now is time to fetch him.
Okay, anything you say? He's gonna hurry off upstairs. A minute or so passes, and you see a very kind of tired-looking human with a kind of patchy brown hair, well-trimmed brown beard, tired-looking eyes come down the steps, look at you all, and be like, What is it, Qubal?
Hello, Delman.
Hello.
Good to see you.
It's
As business is booming.
rare to see you with friends. How may I help you?
Delman, did you summon... Do any of you have the notes?
Yeah, I'm gonna uncrumple a very heavily kind of crumpled piece of parchment that you can kind of barely read at this point and try and unfurl it, hold it up.
What
Just
is...
cartoonishly pull my hat off and just start rummaging in a bunch of papers, like unwritten songs and things.
I don't understand what's happening right now, honestly.
Delman, did you send these notes to these three oddballs?
I run a failing tavern in a failing town. I don't have note sending time. Especially not for strangers. He's kind of glanced over at Three and Marie's notes that they pulled out, and is just like, yeah, this isn't my handwriting. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what this is.
Very well. Delman, can you tell me the names of everybody in this city that begins with D?
Wait, I've got paper. Hang on. Okay, go.
He looks around and is like, Delman, I think I met a Davin once. Delric, I think? Or that might have been Elric. I may have been mishearing. Those are every D-named person I know. You might want to go raid Town Hall or something if you want a full list of names.
So, aside from getting the names of every single person in this town whose name begins with D, do you have any other ideas?
Can I make, I don't know, like a history or an insight check to see if there's any, like, because this is my hometown and I kind of know the current affairs, to see if there are any, like, prominent people or people connected with, like, religion that I might know of? Basically, to see if there's any D's that ring a bell.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Go right ahead.
So, that's a 9.
I mean, there's a lot of D names, and this town's pretty generic, you know? You don't really see many, like, big A-list D-name people rolling in and out.
Maybe if this D person was a traveler, maybe they would have stayed at an inn. Like, where would you stay if you were traveling through this town?
There's a tavern up the road called the Journey Pause. It's a bit more traditional than our more fancy affair.
Maybe we should pop up the road real quick and just ask them if they've seen anyone.
I just remembered something. Delaware, if you could just like leave us be for like 5 minutes.
I'll assume that's me, and he hold back.
What is the significance of our birthmarks you were gonna say?
I was. This is the symbol of Eldath. You've heard of Eldath? Okay, Marie. Eldath is a good god.
Sounded particularly charged there, but please go on.
My father was a religious man, a paladin of Eldath. These may mark us out as chosen.
And I'm gonna look up at 3 at that point, and then be like,
tell me, what do you know of the prophecy number?
Just that there's gonna be heroes, and they'll all have the same birthmark, and 3 of them are good, 3 of them are heroes. One of them's not a hero. One of them might be worse, bad, like sent by someone worse.
My father believed that I and the other marks had a great part to play in the recovery of Eldath's sacred artifacts.
Qubal, like, is trying to explain this is sort of the first time that he's spoken about this in a very, very long time. It's pretty it brings up a lot of weird emotions in him. He had convinced himself for a long time that this was nonsense, despite having a super religious father who, told him of this import after he died, and many years of sort of living in a sewer as a horrible rat man. He's like, I think the idea that this is all happening, that we are gathered together and this is indeed the first, this is what his father told him, is quite sort of overwhelming in a way. So he's struggling to sort of explain. It's
we have been chosen for the most important task.
I'll down the rest of my coffee, and then be like,
I think whoever sent you these notes knows more than I do.
Okay, heavy stuff.
So the stories are real then?
I mean, who's to say? But us all being here, we've been gathered. If the stories aren't real, we've been gathered by somebody who believes they are. Maybe we should find them and ask them their theological opinions.
Okay. Didn't sign up for this, to be honest. I've got shit to do, to be honest.
Maybe it'll be fun though.
Perhaps we might find evidence of where your siblings have gone along the way. I mean, this prophecy thing sounds pretty dire, actually. I think maybe we all have a responsibility to act upon it.
Maybe it's related somehow, yeah. Okay, alright. It's the first lead I've had. I've been ambling into the swamp, to be honest, so I'm in for whatever. Does anyone want in the second round, or be off somewhere?
Three, having barely touched his coffee, would just kind of push it slightly towards the center of the table.
I just take my glass of water and just kind of.
I'll very slowly and deliberately, without breaking eye contact from Three, take his coffee and drink it.
Three would kind of nod, and just a smile would slowly kind of drop as you drink more and more of it.
Yeah.
That is such a power
You
move.
were
Crush the cup.
Yeah.
I think I preferred you when you were a smaller version of me.
I think I prefer you as a smaller version of you.
Okay.
Now let's not threaten each other.
Let's all be civil. So we need to find this D person, because it sounds like they know what's going on. Possibly find some weapons. Ideally, 17 frogs.
I like to imagine that's like a side quest bar that's just popped up in the top corner. So you've got find D person, 0 out of 3 weapons obtained, 0 out of 17 frogs.
Collectibles,
yeah. Just have to check in every bin.
I think we should go to that tavern up the road and see if they've had any suspicious travelers, because I think this person sounds pretty important, and it would be a weird coincidence if they just happened to be living here. I feel that they're more likely to be a traveler, and if they were a traveler, they would have had to have stayed somewhere.
I would not be welcome at that tavern, but I can make myself somewhat more presentable. It will put a slight timer on what we have to do. But if I can hold an animal shape for about an hour, but then otherwise I'm going to turn back into...
Dragon.
So... Yes.
I'm sure an hour will be plenty of time to just pop in and have a quick chat with the innkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that, like, if someone facilitated us for meeting, then they wouldn't really let us get out of eyesight if that was their intention?
Unless they wanted to meet us and got distracted by the manticore.
Or they might have facilitated the manticore as well.
Or maybe it's a challenge, like hide and seek. Maybe they brought us here and now they've gone to hide and we have to go and find them, and then that if we can find them, then it'll prove that we're worthy of what it was they wanted to tell us.
Oh, that certainly does sound quite exciting, actually.
Yeah, let's not give up on our investigation before it's begun. Let's soldier on, you know?
Let's find D and then save the world.
I will go to bang my staff and change into a cat. Then I'm going to look at 3, take a second, and then wild shape into a dog.
Three's like a massive grin on his face would just like drop immediately as he just kind of stares at you.
I'll head out of
Right.
the inn.
A yellow-eyed brown Irish setter will follow.
Like
That's me.
No, Mel was just introducing a new dog into the
Describing a separate dog. I use my summon dog ability once a day.
So you head kind of like the northern end of town. It's back kind of close to where the town gate is. It's kind of like the first tavern that you see upon entry. You can now see that the town gate has in fact been quite solidly closed, with quite a few town guard out front answering the questions of some very pissed off merchants that want to continue on their journey for the day. The Journey's Pause is quite standard looking tavern. It's quite full this time of evening, especially now that a lot of people have been kind of forced to kill time until this investigation's over. What would you like to do?
Could I head over to the bar?
Yeah, cool. So there's a halfling woman stood behind the bar, kind of like going up and down, trying to keep track of all these different orders and tabs that are going on at the same time. She comes up to you and is like, "Evening, dearie. You looking for room, or you looking for board?" That was the same word twice.
It was nice both times. Well, actually, I was wondering if I could talk to the owner of this inn. You see, I've travelled quite a long way, and I've just lost one of my friends. If he wouldn't, or he or she wouldn't mind having a quick word.
Oh, that's me.
That's you.
Yeah, I own it. I work it. I do the 2 events.
Oh, lovely to meet you. What's your name?
Oh man, that's a really good question. I'll have to. She reaches into her back pocket and looks for her name tag, which is
It's from a passport.
Look, you forget sometimes. Name's Hilna.
Hello, Hilda. Lovely to meet you. My name's Arabella. Now, I had come to meet this town to meet someone called D. I don't suppose anyone's signed into your book like that, or you've had any unusual faces through. I'm not 100% sure who he or she is, but it sounded like it was important.
So is that D spelled like D-E-E, or like another
just
way?
The letter D.
Just the letter D? Oh, that's right unusual. She kind of like runs to the back, opens up like a small kind of like ledger, flicks through a few pages. What? Most of these people have other letters attached to the end of their names. So I can't say I know precisely who it is, and I mean I can't go just giving out random names to you.
Of course, dearie, I understand that completely.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Not at this present moment. I'm just going to go to consult these people, but you've been very helpful. Thank you.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I'll head back over to the party. Well, that was a bust, but it was a good idea, I thought.
3, without taking his eyes off the dog, would just be, So what are our next steps?
I was about to shout the letter just D to see if anyone responded to it. Does anyone have anything to say before I do that, or would that be? Do you think that would be?
Don't have any objections.
Three would jump.
Is that an objection there, Qubal? Or
No.
And I'll do that thing that dogs sometimes do when they're like, throw up their entire shoulder as if to tap on the ground. It's unintelligible what he's trying to do, but it's kind of just like, yeah, do it. But it's just like
Very distressing.
You know what, Brew, do you want to roll an insight check to see if you can figure out what's happening? Or animal handling.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, whoa!
That's a 16.
Yeah, you pick up that it's a positive.
Okay. Unless your name begins with the letter D, this is not for you. But we've assembled. Now what?
You are going to get some very, very confused looking faces. No one will stand up. Tavern goers will go back to their drinks and their conversation. Yes, Dog Qubal?
Can I do a perception check while that's happening, just to like look around to see if there are any reactions other than a sort of yes positive one?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so that is a 12.
Okay, you don't... Like, no one's face suddenly goes pale and starts sweating profusely. You will kind of note a half-elf that is a woman with kind of like brown bob hair, forest green eyes, just kind of staring directly at your group. She'll whisper across to a more like elderly looking elf and then just continue looking.
I'm gonna try and pull a lassie and head like look over to the guys and like point my nose directly like at them.
What is it, boy?
And then yeah, again, I'm sort of gonna like I'm gonna walk over as the dog to them and like sit by near their table next to like where the half elf is, but looking at our group as if to be like,
Come over.
Okay.
Slowly follow, keeping like a good few feet of distance from the dog.
I'll hop on over.
Just gonna kind of like look you all up and down as you approach. Gesture to the chairs on the other side of the table. Is the dog the fourth one?
No.
I think that means yes.
I'm going
He
to
was
take...
he was a sewer dragon, and then he turned into a cat, and then he turned it back into a sewer dragon, which
I feel like you're oversharing is what your friend is trying to say, but do not fear, I don't mean your group any harm or anything like that. I just have a strong interest in what you are doing and what you're about to do. My apologies, my name is Kenry. I was only supposed to be in this town for this evening to have discussions with the town mayor and whatnot, but it looks like we're staying the night.
Canry, did you say?
Yes, Kenry.
Is that spelt with a D?
It's look, I don't know where the D would be in that name. That's...
Me neither, that's why I asked.
I mean, fair point.
So I don't suppose you happen to mail us all notes saying, come to this town?
I did not. Honestly, I did not think you four existed. And I did not think in my lifetime I would have the pleasure of meeting 3 of the 4 of you. displeasure for the fourth. You see, Rex, I have a strong interest in the prophecy and assisting it to coming to fruition. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am the head military tactician of the Oliviana military effort. Don't worry, I can see through your faces that you're like, oh shit, is this woman about to have us all executed? I promise I am very interested in working closely with you all.
Well, then it's an honor to meet you, Miss Canry.
It's an honor to meet you.
We've all sort of accidentally ended up in the same place together. Because somebody sent us a note, but we're not quite sure how to proceed. I mean, obviously, we're all very keen to stop the end of the world. Aren't we, gang?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Do you know who sent you the notes?
Well, that was what we were trying to figure out. We did wonder if they'd come to this tavern, but we can't seem to track them down. But they seem like the sort of person who knows what's going on.
She's gonna look back to Three. You asked me if my name had a D in it, did you not?
Have you decided that it does, actually, and you were just hiding your real identity from us?
I'm afraid not. That would have been extremely convenient. Is that how they signed off their note?
Was indeed.
I'm gonna get out the note and show her.
Yes, this tracks the manticore that was killed in the center of town. I had a look over it. They called me in, and it had a message scratched into the side of it. It was also signed by the letter D. I did not understand it, but this is definitely shining a bit of light onto it.
What did the message say?
It stated that this is only the beginning, and then best be.
Oh my god, we're fighting the Riddler.
Well, that's...
A lot of fingers and a lot of pies this day.
Yeah, someone we'd definitely be interested in meeting.
Definitely someone who, by the looks of it, wanted to get you killed. Which is nice, is fun. I feel like you're going to be having a lot more of that kind of interaction in your new line of work.
Never been an adventurer before. That's quite exciting.
It is. It's got a lot of like walking through fields and being accosted. I feel like this town is going to be a bit problematic for you in the coming days. The longer that they go without a culprit, the more likely they are to get restless and pin it on one of you. I could pull some strings, get you all out of town. If you're interested, that is. If you still have business, yeah, I understand.
It sounds like getting out of town is the best idea.
I agree. Although there is a mild caveat. I would like to hire the four of you for a thing. I'll explain it more to you once we're outside of town, but I would like you to agree to it now if possible.
It seems fair if you could tell us what it is before we agree to it.
It's just a small reclamation mission. Something has been taken from the Oliviana military, and we would like it back.
But
We'll help you.
No.
That is the enthusiasm I like to see. I feel like the Tabaxi has spoken on behalf of the group.
Well, I mean, I've never done any
Three.
blaming before, but why not? It sounds like a good time. Yeah, is that acceptable to you? And Marie, Qubal?
Oh,
Well, the thing is, my note said that I would receive answers, and I have got more questions. since I came into town.
Qubal cocks his head and turns to Marie, saying these people clearly know how to manipulate us. They've got the right things in place to be able to bring us. She is a malevolent force, and you've been able, and I suspect that he's manipulated you with that. I feel like we've got the safer option here, but it comes out as.
I feel like there was a very empathetic bark there, Qubal. I'll join along.
Well, in that case, she's gonna kind of look to the more elderly elven and be like, bring the cart around, please. And he'll nod, stand up, walk out. A few minutes pass. You guys head out. There's quite fine-looking cart, kind of more of a carriage sort of thing, with the elderly elven man leading it. And she's like, alright, in we go. By the way, we're going to have to put you under some rugs so that the town guard don't know that we're smuggling people out of town, so be deadly, deadly silent.
Very happy to lie on the floor. You might just have to help me back up again.
That's fine.
Okay. Make a dex check to try and lie on the floor.
She lets you all in, kind of drapes a little bit of fabric over the top of you, knocks on the cart a few times, and the cart takes off kind of towards the main gate. You hear a guard outside being like, alright mate, I'm afraid we're not letting anyone in, but the elder elf is like, I'm afraid that Mrs. Canry actually has important matters to attend to outside of this town. See, there was an attack on Liviana. We are needed there. Kind of a little bit of a back and forth for a minute, and then the guard's like, alright, fine, if you insist. The gates swing open. Cart makes its way out into the clearing outside, and you all can emerge from your sheets if you so wish.
While the dog curls up in the thing, wraps himself up and has a little sleep with his leg going in the way that a dog does when it's dreaming sometimes. After about 15 minutes of that, he transforms back in his sleep, still doing it.
So, of course, the first issue that we have to attend to is you doing your prophecy thing that you apparently set out to do. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. It's not going to be easy. When the champions passed away, each of their weapons were lost to time. We have no record of where they were and where they may have gone, but we may have a lead. Erin Gladeweaver, she was the wizard among the champions. She had a tower, and the tower has recently been turned into a Wizard's Tower museum and gift shop for all things Erin Gladeweaver. She was a bit of an eccentric one. Not many people have gone up to the upper floors of the Wizard Tower, seen as they are lined with disgustingly elaborate traps and just all-round wizard bullshit. But maybe...
Take some offense to that. Not all the same.
I'm awake, I'm not asleep.
In Qubal, we're just discussing museums, actually.
Right. Sure, let's go to a museum. Is there a gift shop?
I believe there is a gift shop.
Fantastic.
It sounds like a plan.
That is, of course, your part of the quest that you need to fulfill. The highest floor may have notes about where the champions went, or they passed away, where the ancient weapons might be, but there is, of course, my piece of work that you have all promised to do for me. We've had a bit of an issue. There was a town called Felderbrick. It had one of the greatest blacksmiths. The blacksmith has been taken by a tribe of orcs and is being set to work by them. The problem? very big problem, and of course you might be thinking that we want you to reclaim the blacksmith, which would be nice if you have time, but Elderbrick Mine is actually the thing that we'd like you to go claim for us. The orcs have set a group of kobolds to work in it, digging away, taking our valuable ores. We need those ores back so that we can continue making enough weapons to survive this war. I know it's a big ask, clearing out an entire mine of kobolds, but my troops are currently all pretty preoccupied trying to keep Liviana safe.
It shouldn't be a problem. By my understanding, kobolds show deference and reverence to dragons, so they will simply accept me as their leader, and I'll tell them to.
Sounds like an excellent plan.
That sounds beautiful. Is there someone else in the group that also can make plans, just as a backup, hypothetically?
Sorry, do you want us to kill the kobolds and...
I never specified how you reclaimed the mine. I just want to ensure that we can put miners back in it, and it will be safe for them to work.
Maybe we can just explain to them the situation and inform them that it's not their mine, and then they'll leave us alone.
Like Cabal's plan of convincing them that he is their god, and then we just politely ask them to move on.
Not even, just telling them.
Yeah.
Straight up, yo, I'm the dragon here. Go away.
I mean,
so much confidence, I can't see this plan failing.
Kobolds are extremely pathetic, so I feel like that would be an ingenious way to get rid of them. I appreciate you taking this job for me. She's gonna throw a small little stone to whichever one of you holds their hands out first. The
Three
stone.
would certainly try.
Yep. Alright, she's gonna place a stone in Three's hand. It's kind of like strangely carved into the shape of an ear on one side and a mouth on the other side. This is sending stone. If you get in trouble, speak into it and I will be able to hear. Once you've completed this quest, speak into it and I can issue more commands, tell you where to pick up your reward. Keep a hold of it. Don't lose it. Those are very expensive. I will want it back after.
Three's gonna nod and just kind of like stare into it as if this is the most amazing thing he's ever seen, and then kind of like pull out a small kind of piece of cloth from his satchel and wrap it in that, and then like kind of make sure it's still there and slowly slip it inside the bag.
Alright, so what's the plan of action? I can give you a lift to wherever you wish to attempt first.
Kobold thing first didn't sound like it would take us very long.
Of course, I understand that you all would not want to necessarily be tied down to the Oliviana military, but always remember that we are not your enemy. We are your friends. We want what you want, peace to return to the land, and if there's any way that I can assist you, I will do my best to when I'm not busy running an entire military.
You mean your peace?
The end of bloodshed.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into semantics, but
Okay.
he is going to take note that there is a palpable, uncomfortable energy that has now entered the cart, and pull out a small travel side chess set and be like, so anyone for chess while we travel?
Oh,
I
yes,
play
please.
chess.
She'll individually play both of you in chess. I mean,
Number. Thumb war.
Three would kind of look down at his like kind of half hand, half paw, and like kind of hold it out.
all right,
Completely confused as to what's going on.
let's do this. Let's resolve this thumb war situation. So I'm gonna want at first one opposing dex checks as each of you try and maneuver your thumbs around the other one.
That's a 10.
That's an 18.
Okay, cool. So, 3, you log Qubal's thumb down swiftly with no mercy. Qubal, are you gonna try and escape from this?
Yes.
Okay, opposed strength checks.
That's my wheelhouse.
Oh no. 5.
Alright, you thought you didn't have a cue ball, but 3 is deceptively weak. You return back to your default state. Let's go one more round. Opposed dex checks. Unless any of you want to mix this up in
14.
14.
Oh, Marie and Arabella, you look across the cart as they are locked, thumbs pressed against each other in the center, neither wanting to let up. It's a draw, unfortunately.
I feel this is not fair as you do not have a real thumb. You've brought me to a standstill, so we'll call it a draw at my advantage. Well played, Member, well played.
Kind of nods slowly, still looks uncomfortable.
As that comes to an end, Canary kind of like looks out the window and is like, "Oh, you see that?" She points out to a sort of like set of rails for a minecart, and is like, "If you hop out here and follow that, that will lead you up to the brick mine. Just be careful. Try not to die, and remember, kobolds like leaving traps around, so watch your feet as you maneuver."
Thank you for all your help.
No problem. And one by one, you all kind of like step out of the cart, look to where the tracks are leading to a sort of like cliff face with a large opening in the front and a dragon's skull over the top of it. And I think that's where we're going to leave our session for today. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Betrayal on the Trail. If you like what you just heard, make sure you hit that like button for us and subscribe so you can keep up to date with our adventures. Now we'll see you in the next one.